I was at a hospital the other night and I shook hands with everybody.
It is no longer needed for us to identify every case. It's not possible to stop everybody getting it. You want some immunity in the population.
At the Memorial Wall in London, just some of the names of those who died and just some of the moments when the UK's leading politicians and their scientific advisors took decisions they'd lived to regret.
My dad's name was Femi. He was a funny man, eternally optimistic and always cracking jokes.
An earlier lockdown might have saved Lobby's father, who died in the first wave of the pandemic. He was a healthy frontline worker who cared for young adults, but the government's failure to look after him is for his son only too clear, even from a report he thinks inevitably holds back.
They're investigating their colleagues and friends. It's even again, on a human level, there's going to be some level of bias or some level of connection.
So you think the government's been marking its own homework?
It certainly feels like that, and even in their own marking, it's not a good picture.
The report highlights a number of failings, including the delay in locking down, which should have come sooner, a chaotic test and trace system, which ultimately failed, death rates that were unacceptably high among ethnic minorities, and thousands of care home deaths that could have been avoided if people hadn't been discharged from hospital without proper testing. At this Newcastle care home alone, they lost 11 people in just 2 weeks.
We had absolutely nothing. We were literally locked down and left completely alone to fight this by ourselves. But you just want one person to come and say, what can we do next time that'll make it better for the next generation, you know?
There is praise for the vaccine rollout and the NHS's introduction of new COVID treatments. But the detail is damning on early opportunities missed by the Prime Minister to delay the virus's spread when other countries were already locking down. The report deliberately doesn't make it personal. But today, Boris Johnson's former right-hand man did, again.
Me and others put into place work to try and improve the system in 2020 after the first wave. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister, being the joke that he is, has not pushed that work through.
And some, like the former Health Secretary, have already moved on. Matt Hancock just this evening announcing his new role at the UN, with the government defending its handling of the crisis.
The Prime Minister said last May that the government is responsible for everything that happened, and we're sorry for the suffering that the country suffered. And we've committed to an inquiry to ensure that the right lessons are learned.
But that's far from the apology many would like.
This moment here isn't about politics, it's not about saving face. It's about understanding the pain that people are going through and then prevent it from happening again. And I think you can convey all of that in 2 simple words of I'm sorry.
He may face a long wait for that. The UK's inquiry into COVID-19 only begins in the spring. Rachel Younger, News at 10.